It's Saturday night, and do you know where your children are? They're huddled in the basement, either playing Dungeons or Dragons or watching us because they just finished watching Elimination Chamber 2025. Now, officially, the road to WrestleMania begins.
AFW presents Elimination Chamber After Dark.
Hit that music.
Clear for takeoff.
That's all systems go. Leave that AFW logo up. Stat.
You're watching the AFW Network.
Woo! Good evening, boys and girls, children of all ages. I am the almighty Chief Shenanigans Officer and pleasantly surprised wrestling fan. I am the JFB, James from Boston.
And I am the patron saint of professional wrestling. I am that gingered up AFW Godfather. I'm canned F and dry, damn it.
Before we get to the gentleman below us, I have a question. In the event that somebody in AFW meets another person in AFW and they become entangled into a romance and eventually become engaged, can you perform the ceremony to finalize the marriage? Are you legitimately the final boss?
I can do this. Yeah, I can do it.
I mean, in a pinch, I think it's like, 30 minutes online, and me and JFB could do it too.
Actually, I have it. I'm ordained. Universal
Nice.
Life Church. Yeah. Took me 48 hours, baby.
Dude, that shit pisses me off. I had to do 4 years.
Yeah. 48 hours. Boom! JFB's ordained. This gentleman beneath
You got the little piece of paper?
Huh?
You got the little piece of paper?
Oh, it's somewhere. It's
It's a PDF saved on his computer.
Yeah, it's somewhere. I don't know where it's at, but I've actually performed 2 marriages. So performed a gay marriage, which was freaking awesome. One of my good friends and his husband, and then I performed another marriage on the quick. Apparently, they were at a bar and they wanted to get married, and I said, "You know what? I can do it." And they were like, "What's your fee?" And I said, "A beer."
You know, I don't think I'd want to. I don't want this on me. Like, whatever you guys are going to do, like, do it on your. I don't want to be dragged into this. You got marriages today? Oh, my goodness.
Oh, I love it. I love it. Gentlemen below me, introduce yourself.
It's me. It's me. It's that EVP here on a wonderful, surprisingly wonderful Saturday night, mind you, because I haven't watched Collision yet. I've only watched Elimination Chamber.
Yeah. Elimination Chamber was the bomb.com. It was.
Doesn't Tiffany Lynn in this picture look like she wants to be on the bottle of a shampoo?
Yes. I see it.
Rinse and repeat, bitches.
Coming from the AFW network is going to be our all new beauty line, all endorsed by Tiffany. So go ahead and line up, kids. Save your money. All right. So we start off with a really good video package. You get to see some of the guys coming in. I thought it was humorous that Kevin Owens, wearing a Bret Hart t-shirt, is searching for weapons for his unsanctioned match, which I will address when we get to that point.
That Bret Hart zip-up jacket.
So awesome. You know where it's from? It's Fight of Honor or
Roots of Fighting.
Root of Fight.
It's not Roots, though. No, like not the brand Roots.
No,
it's not related to that.
Yeah, it's just called Root of Fight, ROF, Root of Fight.
Yeah, I'm going to have to look that up. I'm tempted to get it.
Yeah, it's like 70-something bucks.
That's not bad.
No, it's not bad. Let's get to the first match. Basically, we get to the women's elimination match. I'm going to list the contestants, and then I'm going to list the order in which they entered, and then I'm going to eventually who eliminated them and who is the winner. So Coming in first is Alexa Bliss. We get I'm sorry. So it's Alexa Bliss, Naomi, Bianca, Roxanne Perez, Bailey, and Liv Morgan. Liv Morgan and Naomi start. Bianca Belair comes in third. Now it should be mentioned that between this fracas, before Bianca Belair is basically in the pod and is witnessing Jade Cargill, who comes into the Elimination Chamber. You think, oh shit, Liv Morgan's gonna get her ass whipped. So that's not how it works.
No.
Right to
I thought she was a surprise entrant somehow.
beat her like a rented mule in the Grand Canyon. Like, just beat her unmercifully, and then took the door of the Elimination Chamber and went in and against it. Now, for those of you who say, oh, wrestling is fake, oh, it was a fake door, there's this thing called perpetual motion. Go ahead and Google it. This is how it works. It's all about kinetic energy. You could have slowed that down, but that kinetic energy builds and builds and builds. And when it impacts and comes to a stop, that kinetic energy discharges. And it hurts.
Somewhere.
It hurts.
This is when you're wearing a onesie and you're making the electric things with your feet.
Yeah.
And then you zap someone.
Yeah. Kind of, yeah. Stored energy. Yeah. Kinetic energy. So Jade beats the hell out of her, and then Naomi with the neck braces carted off. That's when
we talk about this. This is what we should take a moment to talk about.
Well, let me go ahead and go through the rest of the list really quick. So we get Bianca comes in third, and then fourth is going to be Roxanne Perez. Fifth is going to be Bailey. And then sixth is going to be Alexa Bliss. She was eliminated by Liv Morgan. Naomi was eliminated by Jade Cargill. Roxanne Perez was eliminated by Alexa. Bailey was eliminated by Liv. Liv Morgan was eliminated by Bianca. Bianca is your winner. Let's talk about it, boys. Canada Dry, you go first.
Okay, let's start off with just this Jade part, because I think we need to spend a little bit of time on that before we talk about the whole chamber. So, like, Jade's not been seen on TV for months.
Yep.
November time frame, right?
Yeah.
What?
November time frame was when she was last on TV.
Yep.
Yeah, like this story was taking forever. Like, and they just recently brought back who's the one, like,
yeah.
And Naomi being the implied person here.
Yeah.
Which I like for Naomi, by the way.
I do too.
Because, like, she's been a baby face for way too long, and she's stale as fuck.
Yeah. So
this is good for her.
Yeah.
Get doing something like this and getting her ass kicked at WrestleMania by Jade. I like it. Yeah, that's all I got to say about that. Go ahead, EVP.
Yeah, this was shocking as hell.
Yeah.
Like, Liv's sell of it was gold.
Yeah.
She was sitting there shaking, like begging off.
Yeah.
I think the only thing that would have made this better is if Jade had just taken her spot.
Yeah.
I think that would have been cool because there's precedence for it. It's happened before in the WWE.
That's true. It has happened.
I will say this though.
I think they were worried though that her losing in the Elimination Chamber take the shine off for a bit.
Yeah.
Yeah, probably. I will say this though. I think this hurt the rest of the women's chamber personally. Everything else didn't feel as high as this segment to begin the match.
Well, let's talk about the chamber match itself. I felt like it sucked the air out of this match. I felt like it wasn't violent enough. It didn't get really violent until the very end, which is fine. You know, hey, it's a women's match. It's going to be wrestled way differently than the men's match. But I was utterly shocked that it wasn't as violent as it could have been. And it should have been. It should have been extremely violent because you hype up this match for a month about how it takes years off your career. And you're an idiot if you think you're going to wrestle in it. And then all of a sudden they're like, it felt bland. It felt horrible. But you can say what you will about Liv Morgan, but that woman takes an ass beating like nobody's business.
Yeah. That hair whip from Bianca,
Oh,
it sounded like a strap hit her. Oh my god.
I don't know, was that enhanced by the audio of that?
I think it was enhanced a little bit, but it's still real because you could still see all the bleeding on her torso.
Oh yeah.
Liv looked like one of those Street Fighter characters that has all the markings of cuts and everything all over.
Yeah.
She took an ass kicking in there. To me, Liv was the star of that whole thing.
Oh yeah.
I will say, here is my one major gripe of this match, and it's going to go to the men's as well. Why are the people stopping others from hitting moves on each other? People quit interrupting. It's not first person wins. It's elimination.
You want people
do
eliminated.
work for you.
Stand there, wait for them to finish, then go after them.
It's so dumb. I can't stand it.
Dog pile on him, help him pin him.
It's that part of the ring of psychology of wrestling that is missing.
I agree. Because you
other
don't
thing I
get paid
noticed
extra
was,
you don't get paid extra for pinning that person.
Yeah. You don't get paid per pin.
The other thing I noticed was they really did a good job, focusing on Belair, like a torture that her tag team partners getting her ass kicked.
Yeah.
Speaking of
my
Belair,
issue with the win was I just witnessed my best friend beat the hell out of my other best friend.
Bianca,
I'm going to go ahead and point at the WrestleMania sign for a good 5 minutes, and I'm going to celebrate at the end of the ramp. I'm not going to go look for my friend and figure out the hell went out.
I'm telling you now, and I know I've seen it a bunch in the chat, but Bianca's the mastermind behind the Jade attack. She has to be.
Oh,
I don't know.
Do you really think Naomi is just going to all out of the blue? Let me go take out Jade.
well, Naomi's the one who benefited. She got the tag belt.
I know. But it could just be this thing that Bianca's like, I don't think Jade's good enough. Let's take her out and get you in.
So this is what's cool about this is they're also saying that she can go after someone else, the NXT title. Is that what they're saying?
I mean, no, because they explicitly state at the beginning of the match, they explicitly stated this person is facing either Rhea Ripley or Io Sky at WrestleMania 41.
Yeah.
What does Io Sky have to do with anything?
She gets a title shot
Io Sky and Rhea Ripley are
Monday night on Raw.
Yeah.
They shouldn't even mention that. It's dumb. But what I do like about this is when Rhea Ripley and Bianca Belair came up, they were 1A and 1B.
Yeah.
And since then, Bianca Belair has been significantly misused.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
And what I like about this puts her back on par.
Yeah.
Not quite.
Yeah.
But puts her at least in a match.
It's a start.
Yeah. Well, I think the problem is wrestling is cyclical. It always has been. You have your championship run, short or long, however long it is. You drop the belt, you drop down the ladder, and you work your way up again. And that's, it's always.
I'm just glad Liv isn't the one who won.
I got to show this comment from Matt.
Yeah.
He likes my beard. I look like a model.
Oh. All right, Matt B. By the way, for all the people that were bitching and complaining about the booing of the national anthem, so this started at the Four Nations tournament when the United States booed the Canadian national anthem. The Canadians are just returning it.
No, Canada did it first, and the U.S. returned it.
Yeah,
because the first game
it
was
actually started before that at some hockey games here in Vancouver.
Yeah.
Let's just say Canada is not happy with these tariffs that they're doing. So that's
Yeah.
what the reason behind the boo is.
I mean, Canada has tariffs on the United States. It is what it is.
We're not getting into this. We're just saying the reason why.
There's
We're just explaining. We're not getting into
difference
political
between theirs
debate.
and ours.
We're
Yeah,
just
they
saying
have, like-
why the boos are happening.
I can't find the evidence, but like Canada has like 300% tariffs on some of our stuff, apparently.
Okay, let's not get into this. Stupid.
Huge difference. It's like Amazon and Temu difference. You plug it in with Amazon, it's probably going to work. You plug it in with Temu, you cross yourself, and you make sure you know where your loved ones are. Where the will is.
It works. It just takes 6 months to get here. Believe me, I know my wife's addicted to Temu. Okay,
With the 60 other free stuff that you got with it, what do I need 20 spatulas for?
for when the dog gets a hold of 4, you're good.
That's all I'm gonna say on this. You don't tariff your a country that you've been in relationship with for the last 100 years. Like Canada and the United States are the best friends together, and you don't tariff each other. It's just not how you do things. You got to share the world's largest border is Canada and the United States, and there's gonna be like friction between that. It's gonna be rough.
It's called The Handmaid's Tale, kids. You need to read it. I'm just saying, Handmaid's Tale. Read it because it's slowly becoming a reality. Anyway,
did you like the series or the book more?
I mean, the series went way further with Atwood's ideas. Way further than what I mean. The book's not very big. It's a very good read, but it's a quick read, and I've enjoyed the show. I think that the tone is what it needs to be because, when you're talking about an autonomous world where basically white men rule the world, or rule this nation, and they rule it as a Christian nation, you got to make it bleak because the reality is that, for every white dude that's in a limo making decisions, there's 1,000 other people that have no decision making ability whatsoever. It's been stripped. So you have to go somewhere. And a lot of them went to Canada.
But this Canada's in the Handmaid's Tale?
Yeah, that's the free zone. Yeah.
Yeah.
You go over there, you can't be extradited. So,
And that's kind of a nod to the slavery thing too, right?
in a way, yeah. It's a really, like I said, I mean, it's a dystopian future show. I mean, obviously, I don't ever see it being as bleak as that, but I have friends who work in the government. I have government contracts myself. And I do. They wake up scared each and every day. 3 people that I know have been reassigned and 4 have been fired for performance because that's what they have to use,
So, Matt's saying he's getting a Team USA hockey for his birthday.
They're good jerseys.
And what's cool about this is Matt B wasn't a hockey fan before this, so I think that's pretty cool.
Hockey is one of the greatest sports. If you ever want to fall in love with the sport of hockey, there's multiple videos of players interacting with the fans during a game. Like they'll flip them a puck or give them a stick. They'll hand a stick and grab a piece of candy or something.
But you know what? What is never going to be good?
What?
Are hockey movies.
Oh, that's not true.
You take
You know
that
why?
back. Mighty Ducks are amazing, sir. You
Oh,
take
come on.
that
That's
back.
a crap movie. It's like,
You are out of your mind.
oh my goodness. When you're a real hockey fan, you don't buy into this.
Slapshot.
So they're all B movies.
One of the greatest sports movies ever. Miracle. That's a great movie.
You know why Miracle is not good?
Why?
Because it's about a gold medal that the USA won in the 70s.
80s.
Was that the early 80s, right?
Yeah, it was 1980.
You want a hockey movie.
Yeah.
You take Team Canada, Team Russia, the Summit Series. That's a movie.
Nah, pass. I don't want that.
But you know why? Because Americans don't want to hear about Canadians. They don't give a shit. That's all it
When
is.
it comes to the nationals,
And that's why you won't get a good hockey movie.
When I go to the movies, I want to see explosions, bald eagles, monster trucks, and guns.
I will say, I heard a story about hockey recently that I think would be a great movie, and I think it was in the 70s, but it was like the Philadelphia Flyers who took on Russia's national team.
Yeah,
like they were just like apparently in the real life they were the bullies of the NHL.
Yeah,
like no one, and then Russia like refused to play them, and America was like, "You play or you don't get paid." So they took their ass out on the ice.
I don't know if that's a movie. Yes, as a.
Oh no, that would be a great movie. Once again, I'm an American. I want to see that. So
I want to see it. Damn it. Do we have anything else left on the women's elimination match?
No, I think
I think the right person won.
Yeah. I want to thank Chris Jericho really quickly. For those who don't know your history of professional wrestling, it was Chris Jericho who came up with this monstrosity of a thing called
I
the
didn't know
elimination.
that.
I didn't know that either. I knew he
didn't know
created
either.
Money in the Bank.
Yeah.
I had no idea he was credited with being the creator of Elimination Chamber.
I thought it was really interesting. They credited Chris Jericho regardless of the fact that Jericho's in their rival promotion.
Here's another interesting thing about Chris Jericho is they're calling it the Codebreaker again.
They are, yes. Yeah.
And they also mentioned Brian Danielson.
Yeah, they did.
And
so it's like
El Generico and Kevin Steen.
Yes, it's
they're
interesting.
breaking a lot of rules, which is great. Don't get me wrong.
I get what they're doing here. They're going to want. They know that Chris Jericho's got a couple years left in his career.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
And they're going to want him eventually to come back.
Yeah.
For Hall of Fame or amend that. And same with Brian Danielson.
Yeah.
I don't see Danielson going back. I don't think there's.
I don't either.
The Hall of Fame, I see that this.
I see him going for the Hall of Fame, but I don't see him going back and having any association with WWE.
I don't think Jericho either. He's pretty like burnt that bridge.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, let's get into our second match. For those who watched the pay-per-view, we had a tag team match. It was Trish Stratus and Tiffany Stratton taking on Nia Jax and Candice LeRae. I mean, I'm just going to be straight out honest with you. Why this was even on the pay-per-view, I mean, I get it. It's Trish Stratus in Toronto. She's from Toronto. The least thing you could do is let her get the pin. No, they give it to Tiffany Stratton after she kicks Trish Stratus out of the ring.
I saw what
I missed the end of the match.
I see what she was doing there, and I kind of like wondered about that. Is she was trying to get her out of the way because Candice LeRae was going to go flying over there.
Yeah.
And she actually did end up hitting LeRae.
She eventually towed her out of the ring, which I thought was absolutely hilarious. I'm like, oh, is this going to be an angle where Trish Stratus is like, what the hell are you doing?
Did you guys see the botch that Stratton did?
Oh, yeah.
Rope? She could have really hurt herself there.
Oh, yeah.
No, I missed the last few minutes of this match. So
You didn't miss much.
yeah, I know. I
mean,
can tell by
honestly,
the beginning of the match
This should have been on Raw or pre-show
or SmackDown.
or SmackDown.
You know what you should have done?
Yes.
You should have had Tiffany Stratton defend the belt with Trish Stratus as the special guest referee.
Yeah.
This is a better, at least.
I think they want. I think she wanted to wrestle because she made a big deal out of saying this is probably the last time she'll ever wrestle. Plus, they did mention her kids were in. It's the first time her kids are getting to see her wrestle. So
Yeah. Which is cool.
I love Trish Stratus.
Yeah. I'm glad she was there. But they could have used her in a vastly different way that could have affected.
like you said, let her have the pin in her hometown.
Yeah. Let her get the pin for God's sakes. My God, what the fuck are you thinking, Triple H?
But like, so what was happening that she was on the top rope and then she's almost landing on her neck?
Yeah.
Like, what went on there? Did they? I'm so confused about what even happened.
I think she just didn't time it right. I think she was nervous, or she may have just slipped. She wasn't sure. She questioned it mid-flight, but yeah, I mean, she could have killed herself.
It looked like who I don't know whoever the opponent was at the time, was it Jax or if it was LeRae, but
yeah,
it looked like they really helped her out there. I think it was
yeah,
LeRae.
it was Jax that carried her. Jax took the blow for her life. You go, Nia Jax. I don't care what anybody says. You're a good girl. My God, was she a dog? Let's go to our third match. This is the unsanctioned match between Sami Zayn and he's taking on Kevin Owens. So basically, you just had a regular WWE match with weapons. It's a Falls Count Anywhere match. Anything goes. It's basically tribal warfare or bloodline rules. Anything goes. But no, you had to make it unsanctioned. So the JFB decided, well, how would the JFB have booked this to make it look unsanctioned? Well, here's how you do it. You get a bunch of guys in ninja costumes with flame torches that lead you to the ring, okay? Instead of a WWE referee wearing a black T-shirt.
It's like, and black, just a regular pants.
Yeah, what was up with that? I was like,
oh no. But yeah, I'm going to give you a shiftless, homeless, train jumping hobo, okay? With a broken bottle. He's going to make the decision what goes on in this match. That's how you make this unsanctioned. I mean, the match was what it was. I feel like WWE has a problem, and the problem is whoever's booking the show, whether it be Bruce Pritchard or whether it be Triple H or whoever else is at the helm, they always are like, well, shit, we got to fill like 15, 20 minutes. You know what? At one time I had a Karaya jersey, but, you know, at some point, like, I feel like Triple H and them paint themselves in a corner. They're like, well, what are we going to do? Mr. Isaacs, how the hell are you? Come on the show. Instead, they decide, well, we have to fill 15 minutes. What are we going to do? Oh, you know, Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn really aren't doing anything. Let's put them together and let them beat the hell out of each other for a couple months. Mr. Isaacs!
Good evening, gentlemen. How are we doing tonight?
Where's the hat?
You want me to grab a hat?
You just look weird without one, is all I'm saying.
I don't know if I have one within arm's reach or not. I think I moved them all.
Hey, you stay hatless, my friend.
it's like a GFB clone over here. It needs a bit of more of a beard.
I did shave the beard though, so I don't have that at the moment.
That's true.
You got to do one just like JFB, and you guys can like host a show.
I did have one. Like the one that I had prior to shaving this week was you know, I had the goatee, the bushy goatee, like Mr. JFB.
Yeah, we should call it J&J, but unfortunately, it sounds like a really bad drink at a dive bar. Like, oh, the J&J.
We could have had a special one-off program called J&J, two bald assholes talking shit.
Yeah, it's funny. My first production company was called Two Bald Bastards because the two guys was me and my friend Nathan, and Nathan is bald.
Ah, two bald bastards. That works. I like that even better.
Yeah. So, well, you know, so I mean, let's talk about the unsanctioned match. Basically, what happens is Kevin Owens beats the living hell out of Sami Zayn for about 2/3 of the show. Sami Zayn gets his coward, shoves it away. He comes back. They go all over the ring, and just when it looks like Kevin Owens, who wins, by the way, is going to small package poor Sami Zayn on the concrete. Randy Orton comes in. Dirty Randy's back, defying God. And every doctor who told him to retire, he said, no. There are voices in my head. They're talking to me. It's the IRS. I owe them a lot of money. I'm going to the ring and I'm going to fight my way through. And oh, God. I'm going to RKO a bunch of security guards who might be on LFG. And basically, that's my life. That's what I'm going to do. Canada Dry, your thoughts on the unsanctioned match?
Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn. This topped anything they've ever done that I've seen.
Okay. But have you ever seen the fight to the death?
I was like, that you clearly haven't seen everything else they've done.
No, I haven't seen any of the Ring of Honor stuff.
Google it. Just Google fight to the death. It's amazing.
Just go watch the ladder war.
But this was really good. Like the one thing it lacked,
Yeah,
was blood. You cannot have an unsanctioned match without blood.
Especially with barbed wire.
The way the JFB does. 1,000 uses for a broken bottle.
You have these barbed wire chairs they're slamming their heads on and there's no blood. Come on.
Yeah.
I like how he's like, oh, dear God. You're like, oh, he's going to pull his hand back and it's going to just shoot.
I thought that Kevin Owens, when he got hit in the eye, he was going to like.
I don't know how
he go, and I'm like, there's not a mark on him.
Yeah, I thought he was gigging there, but he didn't.
I don't know how
they needed this blood. This match needed blood.
Yeah.
I don't know how he wasn't bleeding from that drop toe hold into the barbed wire chair.
Oh, yeah.
Like even inadvertent blood.
I mean, let's be honest.
Well, let's be honest. Let's be honest. They only have one blood in the match, and that belongs to Cody Rhodes.
Well, yes, we'll talk about that.
We'll get to that.
Yeah.
This thing, the ring should have been smeared in blood. It should have made a CSI guy go, like, get excited. Like, this thing should have had blood. They should have been bleeding as they were being led in. Like,
it would have made it so much better.
Yeah, but no, it was. I think that that took away from the excitement of it. What did you think, Mr. Isaacs?
You know, I agree with you on that. I think this was a very good match. I don't think it was their best ever. I think the ladder war match from Ring of Honor in 2010 was it. I think that was the best one. These two guys know how to do this match. They have beaten the ever-loving shit out of each other through every high school gym, every indie, every Ring of Honor show. Yep. These two guys just know how to work together, and they know how to put on a violent match together. Yeah. And I thought this was fantastic. Yeah. I would have liked to have seen blood. Yeah. I understand why they didn't. It's because of the Cody thing. We'll get to that later, as you know, I think Joe said a second ago. And you can't have more than one person bleed on the WWE show. But yeah, absent the blood, I thought this was absolutely great. I loved it. I thought it was a fantastic match.
Yeah. Hey, you know what? Your contract's not signed. I mean, his contract runs out in 2 months. He has not re-signed.
Who?
Are we talking Zayn?
Kevin Owens.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah. I thought Owens signed.
Yeah, I thought this recently.
Oh, maybe he has. I don't know.
Let me Google this.
I thought he did.
So many different stories with him. I'm not sure, to be honest.
I mean, to be honest with you, just do it. I mean, Brett and Steve Austin decided to gig when it was not called for. Just do it. You know the story can't be told without blood. You can't. EVP.
It should have had at least a little bit of blood. Yeah, I mean,
will say,
I thought the same thing that whenever Owens went down and was like clutching his eye, I thought he was gigging his head, but he didn't. Sorry, Joe, I didn't mean to cut you off.
It's fine. So there's a couple of things I want to add. One, this match to me isn't as good if they don't mention their prior history outside of the WWE. So I'm glad they're doing that now.
Yeah.
Michael Cole's or maybe it was Wade Barrett is a moron sitting there saying, why don't these security guards pull out handcuffs and arrest Kevin Owens? It's an unsanctioned match. He's allowed to do what he wants.
It's just two guys fighting in the middle of the ring. I mean, that's all. That's all.
Kevin Owens did resign just at the beginning of February.
Oh, that's right. At the Rumble was like the first day of his.
Yeah, they did a little post on social media about it.
All right. Good for you.
I remember
tell you what
saying,
this
"If you buy
match
Girl
needed."
Scout cookies, I'll wrestle for like 4 years, 11 months, and 28 more days or something like
Yeah,
that.
he said something like that. I remember that now. This match needed a yelling Jim Ross. Like Jim Ross used to do really well at these kind of matches, yelling and calling
God, it broke him in half.
calling the heel a son of a bitch every 5 seconds, like losing his voice. Like that's what this needed because Michael Cole can't pull that off.
I do
I'm
have
just
one more
saying.
thing. The ring announcer for this match tried way too hard.
You shouldn't have introduced them. You shouldn't have played their music. You should have just let them walk to the ring.
Like when she was doing the rules,
Yeah. Me and
she was so
EVP Joe were talking
over
about it.
dramatic. Like just this isn't about you. This is about these two guys.
That's her thing. That's what she does.
I understand
Very
that.
overdramatic.
It sucks.
Yeah.
Someone should tell her she's not as good as everyone else in the business at freaking
She
ring
turns
announcing.
it to 12. It should be for an unsanctioned match. You should not be in the ring. Just let two guys walk out through the ramp to the ring, beat the living hell out of each other. Let the story be
You can
told.
say their names, but don't.
Well, I think they should have done what Justin Roberts did in AEW a couple years back when he's like, this is unsanctioned and we are not responsible for anything that happens in this match moving forward, and then just leave the ring and that's it.
Yeah, you didn't say like it's an unsanctioned match.
Sure. Oh God, I watched too much Futurama. Anyways,
Yeah, that was Futurama. I forget. You're from the future. Welcome.
welcome to the future. I think that's his job. You get cryogenically frozen when you.
Are we
get
gonna have
frozen.
Gorilla Monsoon's frozen head sitting there like?
Will you stop?
Will you stop?
You know what? You could have had him, Bob Uecker, and Bobby the Brain Heenan, all three of their heads just
I was gonna
sitting and just let them.
It's like,
Oh,
if we're
I
doing
would
the
take a
Futurama
frozen
route
Gorilla
with heads and
Monsoon.
jars, we need Bobby the Brain Heenan.
Yeah,
Oh,
we
yeah,
need a brain. Even if they couldn't talk, just put their frozen heads on the table. I'd take that over the current
Can
commentary.
we do Jesse the Body as well? I know he's not dead, but
I mean,
We can pretend.
nothing against Michael Cole, but Michael Cole's a cool announcer. Like when
Yeah.
things are chill.
Michael Cole isn't
Honestly,
even his real
look,
name.
You know,
It's like
you know what my
Sean.
problem with Michael Cole is?
What?
He had 20 some years under Vince McMahon, and now he's trying to change what he is, and it comes off really cringe sometimes.
He was a war correspondent, guys.
Yeah.
Don't you remember when he used to say that when he turned heel?
Yeah.
Okay.
But his real name is Sean Michael like Cole Field or something like that.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, he wasn't a wrestling guy. He was like a legit news guy.
Yeah.
And a lot of them go by different names and their actual
Yeah,
real
wasn't
names.
he working for the WWE Network at one point and then came on? Or no, sorry, the WWE.com.
I'm sure.
There was
Probably.
someone who went from
Yeah.
the website to the main show.
I mean, you know, at that point, that's how they hired everybody. You know, you had a magazine. Let's hire the guy that writes for the magazine and make him the head writer for Raw.
Vic Venom.
Yeah. Man, what you do is then you go ahead and you get Michael Cole from WWE.com, the same computer that Shawn Michaels can't figure out how to use. That's a great shot. Way to show that you're on top of the future by having a guy with no clue what's going on.
Was Michael Cole a war correspondent?
Yeah.
Yes, he called himself that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, that was for his heel character.
That was for his.
No, I think he really was, but he was pointing that out like I'm too good for this shit. And when he turned heel, he's like, I was a war correspondent, damn it.
I once saddled up with the National Guard. We had to go ahead and watch a bunch of protesters get sprayed by the local fireman.
Now, you say we have back your wrestling match with Ken Dry and JB. You got the wrong guy. It's going to be me and JFB.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
You're stepping back in the ring.
Yep.
You can't be rusty, Bo. You got to be training here.
8
I'm ready,
days.
man. I'm ready. I've been flexing my brain. I've been watching, rewatching, and then rewatching the rewatch.
This would be like when Rick and Scott Steiner faced off
Heck
for the
yeah.
first time. Yeah. Now, which one of you is Big Papa Pump?
No, we're Owen and Brett.
Are you guys good enough to be Owen and Brett, though?
Oh, damn straight. Come on.
You owe me 11 cents.
11 cents.
Where's that from?
I just made it up. I like that
Okay.
number.
That was completely out of nowhere, but it was
I'm
totally
like
cool.
11 cents. What's the reference?
I actually, it was funny. I was in school. I was in high school, and I was like, they asked me like, what was the remainder after deducing whatever with X? I was like 11. Just joking. And my teacher said, "Good job. That's really good."
11.
And then went ahead and started writing the next question. Everybody looked at me, and the girl in front of me turns and goes, 11. And I go, "Hey, if it's good enough for Sister Ann, it's good enough for the JFB, damn it."
Now, there was this girl who was laughing in math class.
Oh.
And the teacher's like, "May I ask what's so funny?" And the girl goes, "I just told myself a joke."
No,
I thought it was the funniest thing ever.
it was funny in my own head.
Yeah. If you can make yourself laugh with jokes, that's
I got Catholic horror stories that would make your toes curl.
I always heard the nuns were super fucking mean. Like,
We
I
had
always heard that.
We had one brother that was my freshman year, lasted exactly 2 weeks.
Oh,
Took
jeez.
a globe. Not first, he threw an eraser at him,
Oh,
and
jeez.
the kid said, "Is that all you got?" I know this because I sat in class. He grabbed a globe and threw it across the room at the kid. The kid ducked out of the way. Never saw brother. I don't even remember, Brother Frank or whatever. We never saw him again. At that point, I heard he was relocated to a specific location where apparently it's tolerable to smack children and throw things at them. But Brother Frank, that's a problem. But my high school coach uses water bottles as motivation to make us run more and run
Wait,
faster.
did you ever call each other Brother Frank in the class? Like your brother Todd, brother Jim?
Yeah.
Like all your classmates, you had to call them?
No, just him. because
Oh,
he-
the teachers.
Yeah, he was a male version of a nun. So they
Oh.
instead of sister, he was a brother. So
Okay.
What is the male version of a nun called?
brother.
Brother.
Yeah, brother.
Well, yeah, because they're not as high as a priest, right?
They're
So
called brother,
Yeah.
brother.
Yeah, it's tall brother.
wouldn't a monk be equivalent to a nun?
No, because monks practice
Aren't they enlightened?
mostly orthodoxy.
That's completely different, Canada Dry. They don't have monks in fucking Catholicism.
Yeah,
Come
they
on.
do.
Oh God, man, what year are you in?
Nonsense, they do.
They're teaching the kids kung fu in Catholic school.
No, not Jeff. Not.
We are treading into a very different podcast topic.
Guys, do you want to see what Ryback just said on social media?
Oh yes.
Is
What
it,
did
is it
Ryback
worse
say?
than what he said last time?
Ryback said Travis Scott playing the role of Virgil tonight.
Oh,
That's not bad. That's not bad.
oh my God, you went there.
I mean, he ain't
Damn.
wrong.
That's not bad.
I mean, let's be honest with you. If you're gonna get a non-wrestling kid to watch your show, Travis Scott advertising it on X or Instagram or TikTok is pretty awesome.
He's pretty
I
big.
know,
Yeah.
I know we're jumping the gun, but he looked goofy as shit in that segment.
He did.
He
When it
stuck
came
out like a
down
sore
to
thumb.
the beatdown, yes, he looked like a goof. When it came to him strutting with The Rock, I thought him behind The Rock made The Rock look bigger than what The Rock really is. But let's
I guess we'll get there, but I did think it was funny when he came out with The Rock, and The Rock was showing like his goosebumps, like that's his thing now.
Dude,
And you
I
just
think
saw
he's
Travis
had-
Scott look at
he's had
somebody
to-
in the crowd. He goes, "Fuck y'all."
I think at this point, The Rock has had surgically implanted goosebumps on his arm.
Yeah, he probably has. He's probably had
Yeah,
cosmetic
no
surgery
way.
to add bumps permanently to his arm.
He what he did was he had a layer of ostrich skin put on top of his regular skin, fused medically in Russia. And then he's like, "Yeah, brother, that's what I'm talking about. I'm the final boss now."
It kind of looked like.
We're making it Ricochet now. What the hell?
Do you guys remember the Stretch Armstrong thing? And like the enemy was Vac Man. It kind of looks like Vac Man. You plug the little needle up to his back.
Yeah.
And maybe The Rock does this. You plug the needle up to his spine and like pump it up, and all of a sudden it gets like braille all over his skin.
Oh my God, you're right. You know what? That's what Travis Scott's purpose was. Here's the guy with the AirPod. Problem solved. We figured it out. My God.
The Rock has turned into the real life Vac Man.
Travis Scott, the original, The Rock, the OG Vac Man. You know what? I'm going to make that comparison. I'm going to make that, but I'm going to finally make a post on X since we have it in like generations.
Now, those Stretch Armstrongs, they made some WWE ones, right?
I don't recall.
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, they had the Stretch WWE characters.
They did. Hulk Hogan, Ultimate Warrior. They had Roddy Piper. They had
even a Corporal Kushner.
Yeah, you're right.
Who is it? Corporal Kirshner, the one that became Leatherface in Japan?
Yes.
Yeah, he became like a death match guy in FMW.
Yep.
I remember Corporal Kushner was on Stampede Wrestling. This is after his WWE run ended, and I think it was Big Daddy Zeke or whatever his name is. Stampede Wrestling.
Big Daddy Siki.
Yes,
Big Daddy Sika. Yeah.
Yes, he's ripping the Corporal Kushner stretchy,
Yeah.
and all this yellow stuff is coming. He's like, "See, Corporal Kushner, you're yellow. You're yellow."
Let me tell you, that shit is toxic as fuck. Why? They're 99% of the toys made in the 70s and the 80s should not have ever been made. If we had a country that cared about our younger generation, my generation growing up, they would have been like, "Nah, there's no way you're getting there anywhere."
This is the same people that were making the freaking lawn darts and the wood burning kits for the kids to play with.
One year, my grandmother gave me a bow and arrow, and the arrows had suction cups, thinking I was going to use the target. I terrorized my sister for about a week until I lost the arrows. By taking the suction cups off, it's just a stick flying extremely fast through the air from room to room as you assault your sibling. Oh, God.
I got a story.
I had siblings.
I bought the house that I'm in right now in 2018.
Yeah.
Well, before I bought this house, the person I was working with took me to this really old farmhouse.
Yeah.
Like to the point to where like it didn't have space for like a fridge, anything like that. So
Ooh.
he takes me downstairs and the pipes are exposed. They're wrapped in asbestos. He's like, "Don't worry about it. You can just get it removed." I'm like, "I have a kid. No."
How about you remove it for me, then I'll buy it.
Welcome to the Dungeon of Terror.
Because you know what? If there's asbestos on those pipes, then there's asbestos everywhere else in that house.
Yeah.
You want to know how you can freak out a real estate agent? I'll tell you how. When I first moved to Tennessee, I was looking for a house I could rent before I decided where I wanted to live. And we walk into this one room, and it's called the reading room. And it's got this bay window and this little bench. And she's like, "And you can open the bench and use it as storage." And I go, "Wow, do you know how many bodies you could fit in that?" That woman got me out of that house so fast. And when I called her back the next day, they said, "Hey, I'm really interested in that house." She did not return my phone call.
That's like the episode of Seinfeld where the massager said, "I don't live near here, you know."
Oh, the face on that real estate agent went from like, look at this beautiful room to I'm gonna go ahead and move and hide my children and take them to another school.
Well, surprisingly, a lot of real estate agents get murdered when they're showing houses. Like it's
you are
surprisingly
correct.
high.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Is that a Canadian
It's a
thing?
dangerous profession. It really is.
Well, because you go into these houses usually by yourself. You don't know who's going to show up when you have an open house. It's an open house. Anybody can show up. Ooh, that's a good idea for a movie.
Oh, geez.
Oh,
That's a future Hallmark movie in the making.
A Hallmark movie.
Hallmark.
Yeah. The Hallmark movie would be like
serial
hey,
killer.
here-
And
here's
all
what the-
done with, they're going to all
It's
be
perfect.
done with
It's a
Lord
Hallmark
Ryan
movie
Winch's
released
murder
on
kit.
April Fools.
No,
Instead
well,
of
that
a
would
happy
work.
ending.
Yeah.
It's all murders.
Valentine's Day Massacre.
God. There's a great movie that came out 80s called April Fool's Day. And it was a parody movie, but you didn't know until the very end when it was revealed that this was nothing but a parody of the slasher films that we grew up watching. If you get a chance, it's streaming somewhere. April Fool's Day, absolutely.
So John Cena just walked out of the press conference and dropped the mic and walked out. You know what? It actually makes more sense now that John Cena did the heel turn because him getting in and not having to do anything.
Yeah.
That screams privilege. And like,
Well, let's go. Let's do the match really quickly. Here we go. Men's elimination. Here is the list of contestants, how they came into the ring, and who they were eliminated by. We got coming into the ring, starting first, Drew McIntyre. And then we have number 2, Seth Rollins. Number 3, Damian Priest. Number 4, Logan Paul. Number 5, John Cena. The last man to enter, CM Punk. Drew McIntyre was eliminated by Damian Priest. CM Punk actually eliminated both Seth Rollins and Logan Paul. However, Seth Rollins also helped eliminate CM Punk before Cena actually took the pin. John Cena is your winner. Then Cody Rhodes' music hits. Here comes Cody wearing dark black clothing, which makes you think this is what we're going to get. The Rock says, so tell me what's going on. What's the 411? Now, we've been talking all night about The Rock. The Rock's entrance was amazing. It was fantastic. I love Travis Scott.
and John Cena's still in the ring.
Yeah, John Cena is still in the ring celebrating the win. The Rock is coming. Travis Scott, who is richer and way more influential in the entertainment world than The Rock is, despite the fact that The Rock has probably one of the best production companies to work for, called Seven Monkey Productions.
$7 Productions.
$7 Productions.
7 monkeys.
I was thinking Monkey Paw. Anyways. So despite that, The Rock comes in. Cena's in the ring. There's this tense emotion. We talked about your dad. We text back and forth, blah, blah, blah. What is your answer? The answer is, yes, I want everything that you're offering. But you can't have my soul. See, because someone else owns my soul. The fans own my soul. This belt owns my soul. Go fuck yourself, Rock. That's Cody Rhodes. Cody Rhodes' own words. Go fuck yourself.
I love it.
Cena comes up and gives him the big hug. He's like, yeah, we're going to have a traditional babyface moment at WrestleMania for the main event. Hey, that's what we all wanted. We're waiting for the turn. The expectation is that Cody Rhodes is going to take the turn and John Cena will win it at WrestleMania, beating the bad Cody Rhodes. Then Cody Rhodes comes back as a face at some point and blah, blah, blah. But no, John Cena does the heel turn. Low blows Cody Rhodes. They take care of him. He is a hired assassin who sold his soul. John Cena is now a heel, which should have happened 5, 10, 15 years ago. But we
At least
finally
15.
did it. The one thing that John Cena said he would never do, and has done, says so on interviews and podcasts and all this other stuff, finally did what exactly he said he would never do, and that is to turn heel.
So I think we need to talk about the match and that separately.
All right, let's talk about the match, and we'll go into the heel turn.
Yes. So the match was really good. It was shorter than I thought it was going to be.
Way shorter.
Yeah. It was like 20 minutes ish.
Yeah.
But yeah, they wrapped it all up pretty quick. Like they had some
We had
really
a
good.
20-minute beatdown at the end of the show.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, it was really good. I don't know what they're doing with Drew McIntyre being the easy fall guy.
Yeah.
Not sure I like that.
Isn't he the one whose contract is coming up soon? I don't think
Oh, he signed too.
he signed too.
Yeah.
I don't know what
But,
they're doing.
Yeah, I did like the CM Punk pinning Seth and then Seth screwing him. I thought that was a nice little piece of story work.
Yeah.
But yeah, I liked it. No holes in the story. It was a good match.
Yeah. Let's go to Mr. Isaacs. What are your thoughts on the match?
I thought this was a very good match. I thought it was a really good piece of storytelling. You know, I also liked the Seth thing, and I liked the little moment where Punk and Cena hugged each other, and then started fighting. It's like a nice little tribute to their big feuds that they had 15 years ago.
Yeah.
You know, Money in the Bank 2010.
Yep.
You know, which is
I thought it was 2011.
is
That
it
was
2011, 10, 11, something like that.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I thought this was a really good match. I thought everybody did really well. It didn't go very long, but it served its purpose. I mean, let's be honest, this was more about storytelling than it was wrestling. You know,
Yeah.
I mean, it did its point. It served its purpose, and it was a mechanism by which they got to the next part of the story.
Yeah. Yeah. I totally agree. What do you think, EVP Joe?
Yeah, it was a fine match. Nothing like overly memorable. I am curious with Drew what they're doing because I think he deserves better after everything he's done for the company.
Yeah.
Especially last year, 2024, he carried the company, and I just feel work should be rewarded. So hopefully he gets something good.
Yeah.
Yeah, like it was a fine match.
Yeah.
And it makes sense why who won. So
Yeah.
I will say, I wonder if this was a last minute thing because a lot of people were reporting that the Cody and Rock thing was supposed to be dead middle of the show.
Yeah.
And that wouldn't have worked with what we got.
No.
So
it
it
had to
makes
be
me
after.
think maybe someone else was winning Chamber up until a couple hours ago, maybe.
I think, in all honesty, a lot of what's being leaked is bullshit. I think, in all honesty, especially when it comes to something as reaffirming as that WWE is back in the wrestling business and not back in the entertainment business, goes to show to you that, you know, Triple H, I think Triple H has the pulse of what needs to be done and what's good for business. And right now, John Cena is good for business. So is Cody Rhodes. You know,
I'll just say this now. We know you can tell a good story.
Yeah.
Tell a good story for everybody.
Yeah.
Like, treat your mid-card champions a little better, especially your women. Treat them better.
Yeah, I agree.
Good old wrestling.
Yeah. But the problem that you run into is
Wrestling.
right now you have a girth of upper guys and upper women. And after that, your middle ground, it's not looking all that great, you know. And so, like, what do you do? Like, it's hard to create these midterm storylines. Sometimes you got to create the 1-2 week storyline. Like
what did you think of the match, though, Jeffy?
Yeah, and I mean, we do it. I mean, we talk about it all the time. I mean, we think the tag division right now is horrible. And a lot of it is because you have top guys, and then that's it. You don't have a series of guys you could set up with. You know, like I'm going to be honest. Los Garzos, let's be honest, don't belong in the title picture.
Nope.
Now, you know you look pretty deadly. I saw those guys. I saw one of those guys jump in the ring last night. I was like, who the fuck is this woman jumping in the ring on SmackDown? It was one of the pretty deadly guys.
Well, what did you think of the match, Jeffy?
I mean, I thought overall the match was good. I knew Cena was going to win. I knew Cena was going to win the minute he said, I'm going to the Elimination Chamber. I need to win this to go to WrestleMania.
And you know what's fitting is it's best for business. So this is that kind of like evil thing to say.
Yeah. And I think, in all honesty, you know, like, let's be honest, you know, we're getting now a full-time commitment from John Cena. This is not going to be the Cena from 15, 20 years ago. This is going to be the greatest hit Cena. This is going to be the guy that you pay to go see at the country fair. And sure, you work at the dress barn. You just made out with him on stage.
Whoa, what? No, let's
no.
Like, you're
getting greatest hits. Like,
real quick, speaking of greatest hits, Cena came in from his pod and was like, okay, 5-knuckle shuffle, shoulder. He just did his whole shtick right away.
Yeah. I mean, he wrestled a John Cena match, and that's what you're going to get. Don't expect him to start body slamming or going to the top rope, or no, it's not how Cena wrestles.
So let's get into the turn here. This is shocking. Probably one of the most shocking turns in wrestling history.
Yeah,
it's up
there. Has not been for like no one really goes out like that.
Yeah,
with a big turn at the end.
Yeah,
so that's like a first.
Yeah. What do you think, Mr. Isaac?
I will say, I think it's the right call. I'd much rather prefer this over Cody.
Yeah.
There's still plenty of time for Cody to do his heel turn later on down the line.
Yeah.
Yeah,
absolutely.
When you saw The Rock in the corner and he just does that whole, I started marking out. I was so happy.
Yeah.
I was like,
what I also like about this is that Rock and Cena are very similar, where like Cena's in movies too now.
Yep.
And it's kind of like you could play off that. It's like,
well, not just that, but they hated each other.
Mm-hmm.
WrestleMania, was it 24, 25?
Yeah.
They were mortal enemies.
Yeah.
And supposedly it was kind of a shoot.
I mean, Cena.
They made up at the end there.
Yeah, Cena's not where The Rock is entertainment-wise. I mean, right now, with the exception of like Peacemaker, get ready to come out. I mean, you have a buttload of stuff from The Rock that's coming out all the time.
No, but that's why it's cool, because I can give this to you, The Rock says. Exactly. I can make you to the next level. Yeah.
And that's exactly why I think Cena took the deal. I think Cena wants to get to the point where he's like The Rock. And I mean, in all honesty, I think it could be desperation. It could be any reason whatsoever. It doesn't matter. The fact is that the only turn close to this is Hogan turning at Bash at the Beach and joining the NWO.
If money was no object, would you get hair?
Who are you talking about, me?
Yeah.
No.
But do you think that John Cena he can afford those hair with he's got that giant bald spot?
Good Lord, that bald spot's gotten worse since the last time we saw
it. Since Royal Rumble.
Yeah.
Like he can afford to fix it, right?
He could, yeah.
He could.
Yeah. Or you just, I mean,
he's gonna look. No, this is what we're gonna get sometime between now and Mania. We're just gonna have The Rock tell him to shave it all off. Go bald.
He's gonna do the Hogan where the bandana and the brown hair flowing out.
I think you should shave. I think he should shave his head and go bald. I think that'd be a unique heel look for Cena.
I think the reason why he can't,
it depends on what movies he has lined up or whatever. If they are okay with that.
Yeah, unfortunately, when you're not a full-time wrestler, now here's the thing, I mean, IMDb has that. The only thing that's in production as post is, in fact, Peacemaker season 2, but everything else is listed as in pre-production. So I don't know if, I mean, for those of you who are not in the film world,
Dossie with another one hit here. His hair says you
No.
can't see me.
I once signed on with a project where in 97 it was offered to me and I signed my contract. I did not shoot this movie until 2002. Just because it's in production, just in pre-production, doesn't mean that it's a finite, it's an infinite amount of time, my friends.
Yeah.
Well, good news, everybody. Mr. Isaacs, what did you think of the turn?
I absolutely loved it.
Yeah.
Absolutely loved it. This was unexpected. The psychology, that the way they built this up, the Rock doing the slow slash with Cena looking at him dead in the eyes.
Yeah.
This was fucking perfect. Like, I love this. This is something. I mean, I have been one of the biggest advocates of Cena turning heel, and it should have been 15 years ago.
Yeah.
But I mean, I'm still very happy to see it now. It was completely
It's nice because it's not
unexpected.
going to cost them any money for merch.
No. I mean, in fact, I think the cool heel thing is going to take effect here, and whatever new shirt he has now, I think it's going to be sold out.
Yeah.
I really do. I think this is going to be fantastic. I can't wait to hear them cut promos about how they went to Hollywood and they're better than WWE now, and WWE needs to be more Hollywood. And I hope that he takes the angle of, you stupid idiots booed me for years, but I still got rich off of you and went to Hollywood. And this is going to be awesome. Like, I had no enthusiasm for Mania at all, and I barely even wanted to watch the show, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
But this has kind of brought me back a little bit.
Yeah. What do you think, EVP Joe?
I mean, not to toot my horn, but I kind of predicted this on our prediction podcast that we would get a Cena heel turn.
Yeah.
Not like this. I did not see
But
this.
you didn't see it coming like that.
Not like this, but I definitely predicted the Cena heel turn. But yeah, like I said, like it. I'm with you, Mr. Isaacs. I'm like, I watched this show tonight because we were doing this podcast.
Yeah.
I would have watched Collision before I watched Elimination Chamber personally, but because we're doing the podcast, I haven't watched Collision yet, so I watched Elimination Chamber.
Yeah.
I mean, this hasn't completely sold me on Mania.
Yeah.
But I'll definitely watch whatever night Code, which I'm assuming is the main event of night 2 now. It's got to be. I'll definitely watch at least night 2.
This eliminates Uso winning the Royal Rumble. Nobody's going to care.
We got to do an after show for WrestleMania. Come on, Joe.
Yeah. I mean, in all honesty, I knew a turn was going to happen. I knew it. And in fact, because I knew that there was going to be a turn, I could give a rat's ass less of watching this. And really, the only reason why I watched it was because of this podcast. And even though I'm an avid wrestling fan, and I am an avid WWE wrestling fan, I watch their product weekly. I just had no desire. I didn't care because I knew Cena was going to win. But the Cena turn was brilliant. It was the most beautiful turn in the world because you just didn't see it coming.
Until it was too late. And then
Until it was too late. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And how brutally they beat Cody Rhodes. So bad, in fact, that Michael Cole came in to check on Cody Rhodes and make sure he was okay. I don't think
Cole
that
had his Tony Schiavone, Hulk Hogan, you son of a bitch moment.
Yeah. And it was amazing to see WWE and John Cena pull the plug on this finally. Like
this move here seemed like this was Rock coming in, and booking this shit a couple weeks ago.
I mean,
it doesn't seem like this was planned. It seemed like they had something about a 4-way or something like that with Cena and Punk
she
and
said.
Roman Reigns. That seemed like the most.
I mean, I still think we're getting a triple threat match between Reigns, Rollins, and Punk.
You think so?
Yeah, I
know.
think
I kind of figured they were going to put Reigns against Jacob Fatu.
I think the problem with Jacob Fatu's the big question. He is the elephant in the room, and unfortunately, he wants to take a dump. They don't know what to do with him.
You got it. You gotta beat him. You gotta have him beat Solo. That's what I think.
It's got to be him and Solo at Mania.
It
Okay.
does. You're right, but I think they don't know what to do with him. I think after he beats Solo, which is the logical step, I think Triple H is like, dear Lord, I wish Dusty Rhodes was still alive. I could ask him what I could do.
This is what you do. You just get rid of the bloodline. Is done. You don't need it no more.
You're right.
Yeah, it is.
Because you
It's
got
time.
this new thing with The Rock,
Yeah.
and Cena to get you through this year. So for
Yeah.
the rest of this year, they're the big bad guys.
Yeah.
Bloodline doesn't make zero sense now.
The what?
The Bloodline makes 0 sense at this point.
It does.
Yeah, it's done. It's
Yeah.
done at this point. Yeah.
It was done the minute Cody Rhodes.
You can bring it back in a couple of years, and it could start right back up again. But at this point, you've drained that puppy dry.
Yeah. Yeah. But here's the thing about Cody Rhodes, and this is the saddest remark I'm going to give. This is the most interesting thing about Cody Rhodes since Cody Rhodes won WrestleMania and beat Roman Reigns.
Well, you know why? Because he's
You're
away
right.
from the bloodline.
The fact is that they did not book Cody Rhodes as the champ he needed to be. He's had not enough defenses against not very good guys. Like, give me a break. You're going to put him against Solo, and you expect me to go ahead and sit on the couch and expect this to be good? Don't give me chicken shit when I order chicken salad.
This is what's going on.
I'm pretty sure you said chicken shit that you ordered.
Everything that's
Yeah.
about to happen with Cody
Yeah.
post this beatdown is what should have been happening the whole last year.
Absolutely.
Hey, here's the best part. Remember when AEW tried this first? AEW tried it first. WWE is going to do it better, baby.
Well, WWE
Why did
has
they try this
way
with?
more history to draw on than AEW.
They're going to do the Young Bucks
What are you
angle.
talking about, Jeff B? Like,
They're doing the Young Bucks angle.
Oh,
Yeah. They're going to do the Young Bucks angle. Like, I see it happening.
I see it completely different.
Yeah. I mean, they may do it differently, but right now it's the Young Bucks story.
The fact that the Rock has, like, he's on the board.
Yeah. Well, he's not
He
on
actually
the board.
has
He's
some
got
power.
hands.
The Young Bucks
Uh,
don't have shit power. They don't.
The Rock's much more believable than the Bucks. As
I
big
mean,
shots.
The Rock is the head of the board. When they say
Yeah.
he's the head of the board of directors,
Legit.
they're not lying. He's
That's
the
a shoot. That's not just kayfabe. That's a shoot.
Yeah, like that's why it's so believable.
Yeah.
So,
The Bucks still have to say, Tony, can we do this, please? And you're like, oh.
so my question is, who else becomes members of the Rock's entourage?
I say the New Day, but they probably
Really?
won't do that.
I don't think they honestly nobody. Just let it be Rock and Cena
Okay,
and make it an old guard versus a new guard type story.
I like it.
Make
Mm-hmm.
it like a modern day 2-man power trip, but just tinker it a little bit because
I can see Triple H getting in there. Can I be part of this?
Did I not look? I told you. When this was first promoted, I said this a week or two ago. I was like, I could absolutely see if they had turned Cody heel, Cody being heel, going with The Rock, and then like Roman Reigns turning face and going with Triple H to fight for the company.
Yeah.
I could still see something like Triple H getting his guy. I don't know. Maybe it's Jacob Fatu.
Yeah.
I
think that would be a cool way to spin it. I think that would be a cool way to take the angle.
There you go. No, yeah,
Maybe
unfortunately,
headed more towards
Triple H doesn't
SummerSlam or
listen to our
something.
podcast.
Do we want to do the flower shop?
Yeah, let's do the flower shop really quick. Do we? All right. So obviously, I mean, if no reason to ask for the favorite segment, there was only one segment. It was the one at the end. Of
Yeah, it's the one that ended the show.
The
And
only
if
one
that's
that
not your
matters.
favorite segment, what the hell's wrong with you?
So favorite match, number of bells. All right, and then what do we want to do for the third thing?
We'll just do a rating.
Yeah. All right. So favorite match, number of bells, Canada Dry, go.
Yeah, the Kevin Owens match with Sami Zayn. That's the match of the night.
Yeah.
Could use the blood, but no blood because they gave it to Cody.
Yeah.
And I'm giving this this pay-per-view. I'm giving it 4.25.
Wow. All right, Mr. Isaacs.
Yeah, kind of similar for me. The match of the night is going to be Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn. I mean, those two they just work so well together.
Yeah.
I mean, it was just great. And anytime they get in the ring like that in a violent match, it's just magic.
Yeah.
So that's the match of the night for me. The bell rating, I think I'm going to agree with Canada Dry. I think a 4.25. I was going to give it less than that until the Cena heel turn.
Yeah.
The Cena heel turn completely like that.
A
added
great
at least-
ending makes a show.
Yeah, I mean that added at least 0.5 of a point for me. Like seriously. So I'm going to say 4.25 as well.
All right, EVP Joe.
Yeah. Match. My match tonight is KO and Sammy. Right guy won. I'm glad KO won. He was right all along. If you haven't been paying attention to what's going on in the WWE, obviously segment is Cody and Rock. Cena and all
You
that
Rock.
Yeah, I'm gonna surprise you guys. I'm gonna give this a 4.5. Like
Wow.
the
Hell
scene-
yeah.
Look,
This is
I'm
the
gonna-
highest WWE show.
Bro, that might as well be a 10 coming from Joe.
dude,
And this is a
legit-
WWE
look,
show.
The WWE did something that I wanted them to do, and I'm going to give them credit for it. They did the heel turn, a Cena
Yeah.
heel turn.
Yeah.
But do you know who I'm giving credit to? Not that rat bastard Triple H. I'm giving the credit to
It's
the
The Rock.
champ, The Rock.
That's all. I guarantee you that's all The Rock pulling
Yeah.
strings.
I'm
behind.
sure it is, yeah. But kudos to him.
I mean,
that's
honestly,
damn good.
But Triple H is like, but I'm on the production thing at the end, so I
But here's the thing, though.
I hate. Can I say I hate that stupid freaking credit because it makes it feel like it's just a sitcom show that I'm watching.
I'm
Yeah,
paying
And
unfortunately-
who the hell is Lee Fitting?
Unfortunately, they have to do a guild rules. So, unfortunately, that has to happen.
Who's Lee
There's no
Fitting?
way-
Do you know who Lee Fitting is?
Huh?
Who's Lee Fitting?
He
He's
is
an executive
the head of
producer. He's-
production for WWE.
If I remember right, he's someone who's had some sexual assault abuse.
Is he the
on
new
his
Kevin
record.
Dunn?
No, he's the vice president or the president of production for TKO.
Okay, well, is there somebody that does the Kevin Dunn role now?
Yeah, that's him.
That's him.
Yeah, that's Lee Fettering. Yeah.
Yeah, so he's
So he's getting the
yeah.
top billing there with
Yeah. So
Triple
they
H.
do it for insurance reasons, guild reasons why they have. So
But see, usually,
Just
I mean, they
because it's
always
on
do it on
Netflix,
wrestling
huh?
pay-per-views. They just usually do it like kind of like where you can't see it. They don't put it like an ending credit as like things are happening on the screen usually.
Yeah.
I think
kinda
that's
what it
Triple
is,
H. Like he wants his ego stroked. So
yeah. No, it's not. Unfortunately, it's
the guy who puts himself in the Hall of Fame. Vince McMahon wouldn't even do that.
Well, he didn't do
McMahon
it.
Was never
Everybody else
that
did.
kind of person.
yeah. I think it's very odd. What so before I do my rating, what are we doing Sunday?
I'll let you know.
You'll let me
Anything
know.
goes. Just show up.
We'll let you know in
Show
about
up,
4
we'll have
hours.
Topic Tron 7000 will pick us a topic, and by God, whatever he says, we'll do.
Spin the wheel, make the deal. It's
Yeah,
gonna
there
be
you
a
go.
coal miner's glove match.
You know what? We could do the wheel again. You weren't part of it.
Let's do the wheel. Let's do the
So
wheel.
we'll
I have
see,
no
we'll see
problem.
what's on it.
Yeah, let's see what's on it. All right. EVP Joe said 4.5. JFB's turn. Favorite match, of course, was Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn, because when you watch two dance partners like Fred Astaire and Ginger Rogers, and you watch them dance, and you realize that they have danced for years before you saw them on movies, they danced for years after. They know how each other moves, and that's exactly what Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens. Whether you need them in tag team, whether you need them just to beat the living hell out of each other, whatever you need them for, they are willing to do, and they will do it with a smile on their face. It's a symphony of violence. Now, the rating. Y'all gave it a really high rating. And to be honest with you, John Cena heel turn influenced my decision by 0.01%. I am officially giving it a 4.51%.
All right.
How did you, Joe? I
Come on down.
Your average is 4.38.
4.38. See what you guys did? You lowered the score. Me and Joe had the right idea. 4.5. But
Hey, me and Mr. Ice, we're in sync here.
You gotta really earn it. You gotta earn it for me, man. I'm not just gonna give you a 4.5.
Yeah.
I'm a tough one. I'm Simon Cowell here. Like I'm tough.
Hey, anything.
I normally say screw WWE. I don't even watch their weekly shows.
Joe is the biggest WWE hater in podcasting history. Like, he's the guy that's like, I'm gonna give it a negative 0.500,000 and add pi at the end of it. Like that.
That's true. We are definitely not full-time WWE. Well, I am. I mean, I watch, except for NXT, I won't watch Evolve because I'm not going to download Tubi. I can't figure it out.
Speaking of that, you see how petty they're being?
What's
they're putting Evolve on Wednesday nights at 8:00.
Yeah. Hey, it's Tubi. To be honest with you. Yeah. To be honest with you, it's Tubi, man. Like, let's get real. It's Tubi. It's not. I mean,
maybe this will put a dent in the AEW.
It's on there with horror films about the Easter Bunny.
Speaking of which, did you hear who's the commentary team for Evolve?
No.
Big E and who is the bald guy that does commentary that's not usually with that WWE? Sam Rosenberg or whatever his name is.
Oh yeah, Sam
Roberts?
No, not Sam Roberts. The other one.
Oh, God, what is his? It's Rosenberg, yeah. But what's his first name?
Rosenberg, yeah, something like that. Him and Big E are doing the commentary for it.
God, I can't remember his first name for some reason.
Okay. Well, anyways, we're at the end of our show. We got our cue to the score. We bid you farewell as we depart from Toronto, Ontario, Canada. Get on the AFW Network private plane, piloted, by the way, Helen. One hell of a pilot. Let me tell you.
Great. Somehow she managed to take our drink orders too.
Yeah, I mean,
got the Mile High Club going on.
Whoa.
Anybody who thinks
so better than Rich Southwood in his murder kit.
Yeah, anybody who thinks that pilots actually take off and land airplanes, you're an idiot. They don't. It's called autopilot. The plane does it itself. Why do you need the pilots? Because you have to have someone that you can lock a door for, so you might as well put two guys in there just in case the plane does.
They're playing Uno.
What they're doing is they're having UFC fights, and they're choking each other out, and they're just waiting for a little red light to hit.
That sounds like fun. I want to go join them.
I was just saying.
Did you also hear TKO is talking to Saudi to make its own boxing league?
Yeah,
I heard that.
We talked about that in the chat.
They got the bull riding championships they bought.
Yeah, they want to create
in some places in the
league.
States, dude, bull riding is legit. Like, it's not a joke.
I mean, I'll say this: if they're going to make another acquisition, it's going to be MLS. I think they are the beautiful suitors for MLS at this point.
Are they trying to buy MLS?
I mean, there's been rumors for years that a large company wants to take over MLS.
How do you
But-
buy a whole league?
The problem you run into is the league itself can, but they have to pay additional prices for each team.
Hmm.
And the team can renegotiate that if the sale of the league itself. It's very strange.
Yeah, how do you buy a league? That's how I understand.
Yeah, it's you just basically say, hey, you just call up the league guy and go, hey, I have about $250 billion.
Vince McMahon wanted to buy the CFL for years, but couldn't because I can't buy all of them.
I'm just going to buy the MLS because you know what? What the hell? Not Formula One, but Indy Racing would be another one that would fit extremely well in their portfolio.
We're gonna start seeing WWE wrestlers do power slap.
They could buy the Power Slap league.
Oh,
That's
think
Dana
it's
White.
already
He
owned.
owns it. Yeah.
It's owned by Dana White. I imagine it's probably under it somehow already.
yeah,
Yeah.
it's under TKO. Yeah,
Yeah, he
They
advertises it on
advertise
ESPN all
because
the
it's getting
time.
Really bad press. Anyways, that's the end of our show. Holy cow, we could probably talk another 3 hours. But on behalf of Canada Dry, on behalf of Mr. Isaacs, on behalf of EVP Joe, I am the JFB.
Raise your fist in the air, put the devil in a sharpshooter, and just keep fighting.
Thanks for tuning in. This has been Tony Schiavone for the All Fan Wrestling Network.